What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be breaking down how to establish your daily biases, or how I expect where the market is going to go before the trading sessions or the weekly trading session. If you learn more about the stock market, crypto market, make sure you hit the like, support your boy, leave a comment, let me know how you like this video. If you want to trade live with me every single day, and yes, I share my screen on literally every single trade I take in our private Discord community, make sure you head down below because we have a wait list, and if you sign up now, you can be one of the first to get entered once we open spots back up. Before we get into the video and we jump straight into charts, even though I am showing the charts, I want to first talk about two concepts that help me with understanding where the market is going to go. So where is the market? Where is your bias going to be for the market? How I see the market is based on two concepts. Now, these are very complex concepts, but I do want to kind of break them down for you just very quickly, just so that you can imagine how I am looking at the market every single day. The first one is going to be with Wyckoff. Wyckoff was a gentleman way back in, I think it's the 50s, 60s, that built the schematics or the market maker cycles, accumulation, distribution zones, and expansion zones. So I studied a lot of Wyckoff, through my trading career when I first got into trading. So I see the market through these three cycles of accumulation. So accumulation is after I move down, you accumulate and then you reverse. Distribution with the offset. So after push higher and you move down. So then you have the expansion phases, these two. So these are the three cycles that I see that the market is always gonna have. And I'm in a video more talking about those cycles. And secondly, I look at the market through an Elliott wave. Elliott wave. And when you're trading, it's really hard to understand how to actually take a trade based off either Elliott wave or Wyckoff. These are more like, think of it this kind of like say you're some kind of physics or something, like you believe physics is one type of way, or you believe biology, let's say people came from monkeys, or you believe people came from the Big Bang, or people came from a certain type of way. Like, none of them are really right or wrong because you cannot prove one is definitely better than the other, but it's just the way you think about life, or you think about physics, or you think about your religion, right? This kind of very similar to the same way. This is how I'm thinking about the market. So some people might love ICT is really popular right now in the last year or two, which I think this guy just stole things from both these other concepts. So I don't really like watching him, but some people love it. So again, these are just the lenses I see the market through. And Elliott waves is essentially, again, we can go very deep into these concepts. Just basic concepts of it are that you have three waves up and two lower, and then these are followed up by a pullback, and then continues the overall trend. So the overall trend is always five waves. It can be up or it can be down, and then the counter trend would be this 1, 2, 3 wave to the downside, and these waves have a 5 wave to the upside, and these little waves have a 3 wave of the downside within itself. So let's say you have the first wave higher, it's on an hourly time frame. Theoretically, you should have on a 15-minute or 12-minute, whatever your time frame you're in, a wave 5 wave to the upside. So that's just kind of the gist of it, and the way I see the market, and kind of when I'm looking through the market, I'm looking for some of these concepts through it. Now, when I start getting my weekly, daily biases, I always start on the monthly time frame. Now, I don't look at the monthly time frame very often. The monthly time frame should be only like once in a few months type of situation. But let's say we're starting off from completely scratch, we're a noob. I'm gonna be looking for major levels on this monthly time frame. For example, here we got this major support. You can see this was a resistance for many months, all the way from 2022. And you finally broke above, and now you flip that resistance, turn in support. You see here you would have this major level turn out, and on the monthly it's definitely playing out. Now the next major level I would have these highs right here, which were rejected from, and then you might have any type of golden pocket, or maybe halfway moves here. The golden pocket did not play out, but I might draw the golden pocket from the smaller move here, potentially look for some rejections, and I will just draw that in with some kind of usually I'll do a box, but use whatever you feel comfortable with, and then those are going to be major levels I'm looking at within the weeks. Now for the monthly, I'll dive in and go into the weekly time frame, mark anything else that I might have left out on the monthly time frame. Maybe that I can, from the monthly to the weekly, I can make it a little bit cleaner. In this case, I could have dragged this all the way through and kind of see where's the support coming from, right? Where's the support coming from? And it seems to be coming from right around this green candle right here. From this candle, this is where it started, and we're ending. So we'll maybe clean it up, and there you go. And then maybe I might note something like this. This is manipulation move, broke out of resistance and quickly got brought back down on the weekly time frame. On the monthly, do not close above. This is why I always tell you guys, wait for the candle closes very often time versus just hitting your stop losses right away. So on the weekly again, for example, on this weekly I would have had this fair value gap here drawn out. Now this would have been, I would, once that level gets hit, usually I tend to lead it because I'm not looking to hit it more than once, right? So you can see here this fair value gap, obviously hit here, bounce, fill this other fair value gap here, which was probably more than likely golden pocket move from the high to the low, or just right below it. And then reject and went lower. So I will have some of this will get cleaned out as we go through. Now on the weekly, I'm still gonna watch for this level right here to see how we're gonna interact. I'm gonna write probably both. This was the golden pocket move that we watched from the whole move, and this is gonna be that fair value gap. So I'll probably just pay attention to this middle line right here, this purple middle line, which is kind of it's the two levels overlapping each other pretty much. As you can see, it has been acting on the weekly as a resistance before the pullback, and then here we had this major support. Then digging my way through, I'm looking at the daily. The daily now, what am I seeing? I'm seeing a big impulsive move up. And remember how I told you guys, what am I looking for, right? If I see an impulsive move up, I'm expecting something like this can either be one of two things. This is a downtrend. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, right? This is the wick off mentality. So here around this low, I'm coming to some support on the monthly, as well as gaining that, sorry, not wick off, earlier wave mentality of 5 wave down. I'm expecting some kind of counter trend, right? So the counter trend, this can be the very first. Then I'm expecting a pullback, then maybe another move higher, and then either that becomes the top, or we go lower and we're doing our 5 move down. That is still for us to see. But now I'm expecting a move after this counter trend is push higher. I'm expecting some sort of pullback here. So going into this week, right, because if I'm near the top, I'm in the resistance area, going this week, I'm probably expecting more than likely some kind of rejection, right, or some kind of pullback. So I might want to look for some short setups, or I might wait for the pullbacks and then look for that continuation higher for the waves higher. So now that I'm on the daily, I'm marking out where can I expect a pullback. Again, now I had this major level here that I was keeping an eye on. On the daily, it's probably not as easy to just get in. You can get in if you want to take, for example, a swing position short. Here, you would target probably around back to the golden pocket and this latest fair value gap fill. With a stop loss above, more than likely I would have put it around this the purple dotted line of that resistance and golden pocket move and look for this push lower. So that could be one idea. That's kind of more tricky to execute on the daily time frame. The swings positions are a little more tricky to execute, but I will more than likely go jump in onto the 4-hour time frame and kind of mostly pay attention to what am I looking for from the pre-market level as well as the previous week. So now I'm in a resistance area as well with the pre-market, mark the pre-market high before the market open, and kind of look for that level. So if the pre-market high is always going to be in the pre-market low, so I'm looking for those two. Those two are going to be my rejection areas, and kind of look for that Wyckoff setup on the 4-hour time frame. This looks like a Wyckoff accumulation, looking for the pullback lower. So on the monthly, I'm seeing resistance on the monthly. On the weekly, I'm seeing resistance. On the daily, I'm expecting a pullback based on the way I look at the market. So more like intraday, I'm looking for a short setup or a short opportunity. In this case, was if we go jump into the 15-minute time frame, and I talked about this on stream as well, was we have this resistance pre-market which we tested right the market open and rejected quickly, and looked, and that kind of tells you, like, hey, more than likely the bears are currently in charge. And a great entry for that would have been from this move to this move. This entry here right at this golden pocket move. Again, looking for the Elliott wave. I'm thinking about Elliott wave theorists, right? So I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I'm looking for a start to build if I'm expecting a leg on the 4-hour daily, a large leg down, I'm expecting a 5 leg down intraday on the 15-minute time frame, with an entry being right around this golden pocket, right? Getting that pullback and then lower and then higher and then lower. Correct? So I'm looking for an entry, and that will be my execution, would be my short entry right here, stop loss probably above the resistance, and then look for a target somewhere probably around these lows, or depends on how, if you're trading options, how you want to execute that on the options, how you want to execute that with, if you're with comments, it all depends on what you're trading. You could have either this could work, um, this could have worked, right? If you want to be super safe with it, this could have worked. This can work. It just depends on how you're executing. Are you in futures? Are you trying to scalp it? Now you gotta just figure out your execution on your own, but at least you know the daily bias more likely was gonna be on the short side, and currently the short side is winning. You had a nice strong pullback, a little consolidation, and another strong pullback, and now we'll see how the day ends. But that's the way I would have broken down from the weekly, monthly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and so on and so forth. I know it's extremely confusing, but the way I see the market is you have to imagine you've studied for 10 years of astrophysics or astronomy or any really hard concept, and then you're reading a book about it. It becomes second nature. But for someone that doesn't have, uh, you know, those that background that I have, it could feel a little bit confusing. So I will make sure that you guys are studying these two concepts. I can make more videos on it, anyways, and Wyckoff, but that's kind of the background I use when trading. I'm looking at SMA, I'm not looking at EMAs. I always thought that the market is not only algorithms, but it's also an art, and you have to understand how to disinsect whatever the market is showing you, right? There's going to be an indicator or an SMA or an EMA that's going to tell you exactly what's going to be, and that's just the way I trade. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope you understand this video. As always, peace.